Hi. So, ideal client avatar. You've probably heard of it many times over, and you either have got this now for your business or you haven't. A lot of people struggle with this, so it's quite normal not to have this nailed. But what I want to do is try to help you to get to a point where you understand your ideal client more, and hopefully you do get their profile nailed, which will help you in your business moving forward. So everyone says, I can sell my product or my service to anyone, which is true, you could, but if you nail your ideal client avatar, it will make everything else so much easier. This includes your marketing, your customer journey, and all the steps within the buying process if you get this right. So an ideal client is a pleasure to work with. They are easy to sell to. They align with your values, possibly a big spender, but that's not necessarily a requirement. They're loyal and they speak highly of you and your business. When we look at the ideal client, we need to think about all of the different characteristics that they have. So it's demographic, it's their pains, it's their gains, and all the different areas that we explore to get together the ideal client avatar. It's really important to get this right because it helps you with everything else in your business. So let's look at the ideal client avatar. Let's think about a business, for example, which is, let's go with the gymnastics school. So the person who's coming along to the class is the child, but the purchaser is the parent. So when you're thinking about the ideal client avatar, yes, we have got the child in mind, but ultimately the person with the purse strings is the parent. So that's what we've got to market to. So it's thinking about, what does that ideal parent look like? If your business is already up and running, think about the best parent that you have in your gymnastics school. So what does that best parent look like? Maybe they pay on time, they have a particular job, they live in a particular area, you notice that they drive a particular car, maybe they are aligned to certain brands, so you can see that from conversations. Maybe they holiday in a certain place, they take different types of holidays, so it's geared around their kids, maybe it's activity breaks. So it's really digging down and understanding what that person looks like. And from that, you can take away key messages. So if they are aligned to certain brands, you can then look at those brands and see what type of language that they're using, which appeals to your ideal client. So for example, if they take holidays every half term and they always go to Centre Parks, for example, you can have a look at Centre Parks' website and see the words and the style that they're using, which attracts these people. So maybe it's quality breaks. Maybe they go in there because everybody else does, and it's kind of keeping up with the Joneses. It's cool to go there. So you can learn from that and implement that into your strategy. So flagging up the different words, the different kind of sentences and values, and you can kind of weave that into your wording. So it's not about copying those brands, it's about taking from that the words and the common themes which talk to your customers, and it makes that a whole lot easier. And then it's looking back at what type of questions are these people asking before they sign up with you. So maybe they're talking about class sizes, price, when they run, maybe they're talking about competitions. So what questions are they asking? So what are their kind of pains? And what is it that they want to know, and what switches them over to then taking that forward? So it's really, really digging down into that to then nail the ideal client avatar. So there's a lot more work to do around that. But what I'd like you to think about is, what does your ideal client look like? What's important to them? What are their pains? And what will be their gains, i.e. the things that switch them over to prospects to clients? And think about all the different types of brands and things that they enjoy, and all of the different things within their lifestyle that you're able to pick out, and you'll start to see a trend. And what works really well is looking at the opposite of that. So what is your worst nightmare client? What do they look like? And that can give you some red flags of the type of things that you don't want to attract. Therefore, you can interweave that into your marketing, which detracts those people because you're not speaking their language, or you're saying something which flags up to them, oh yeah, that's me, that doesn't align with me. So sit down, think about your ideal client, and there'll be some more in this series to help you work through that. Any questions? Drop me a line.